Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the August 14th zoning board hearing. Board members, if you would, should you have your phones on silent so someone doesn't call us in the meantime? Okay. We were originally scheduled for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hearings tonight. 3 of those will be continued. I'll go over those in a minute. But we have the first hearing. Before I have the first hearing, there is the minutes for the meetings of July 10th. I need a motion to approve those. Motion by John Mastriani. You have a second?
Second.
Second by Bob. All those in favor? Opposed? Are you abstaining?
No, I'm
You good?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hasn't been here for a week.
That's unanimous. Thank you. We'll pass this off to Melissa, please. Okay. First hearing. This is on the application of Nicola Oliva, 17 Jackson Court. A variance release from sections 2.4 and/or 2.5 of the zoning bylaw, as those provisions relate to a continuous parcel of land known and numbered as 17 Jackson Street, or Jackson Court, excuse me, consisting of 19,100 square feet more land. The variance release is sought in order to permit the construction and utilization of an accessory dwelling unit on the subject property, notwithstanding the side setbacks. With that, I'll go to the application real quick.
Thanks, John.
All right.
There's the site plan. Everybody's got the site plan. Are you posting up the site plan on the board for us, just so that we've got a visual on the board?
I thought this was a matter of right. I thought this was a matter of
So they're requesting a variance from the section of 2.5 of the intensity use schedule concerning the town of Milford zoning bylaw, specifically a reduction of the minimum front yard setback from 25 feet to 17 feet. In addition to that, I'll briefly paraphrase this petition. This lot is unique within the residential A zone and being located at the end of a dead-end street named Jackson Street, and forms a U shape around the dead end. It is extremely unique in shape, having frontage on the easterly, westerly, and southerly side of the road. Because of the shape of the lot, the portion of the lot located on the easterly side of the street forms a triangle. This creates a triangular building envelope, which creates a hardship for trying to get a square rectangular building shape to fit within the lot and meet the setback requirements. It is like trying to fit, of course, a square peg in a round hole. The lot's topography is also unique to the zone, having 2 separate areas of different topography. The area of the existing home slopes from the west to the east with a significant change of elevation of about 14 feet. The triangular area of the proposed ADU is almost completely flat, lending itself to a building of a single-story ranch, slab-on-grade type of structure. If not allowed to build the ADU in this area, it would create financial hardship, along with the engineering and grading difficulties to be able to get the ADU to fit on the lot. Soils in the area are proposed under the ADU have no ledge outcrops, large boulders, or other soil restrictions that may cause difficulty in building on a slab-on-grade structure. The remainder of the sloped area of the lot may contain large boulders and ledge, making it extremely difficult to build a slab-on-grade structure. For these reasons, regarding the shape, topo, and the soil condition of the property, the lot is unique to its area and warrants the relief as requested. The applicant is building an ADU to provide a home for their daughter, allowing the daughter to have existing home and to have the clients to retire to a single-story ranch. The existing home is 3 stories, and as we age, the stairs become more difficult. By allowing the variance for the ADU, the board will allow allowing a family that has been a fixture in the Milford community to remain together on the property that has been owned in the family for generations and years. They believe that there's no substantial detriment to the public good on the following reasons. The same number of residents that currently occupy the existing homes will remain the same, which means no increase in traffic. There'll be no increase in pavement area for the ADU, and the existing parking areas and driveways are oriented to provide 2 parking spaces for that ADU next to the existing garage. Because there's no additional pavement being added, there's no increase in stormwater that would need to be treated before leaving the site. The water coming from the roof drains can be infiltrated back into the ground because it is considered to be clean. There'll be no additional burden on the first responders because there'll be no increase or change in the number of residents on the site. If allowed to build a proposed area, there will be minimum amount of grading required to build it, allowing for a fast construction timeline, thus limiting disturbances to the abutters. The commercial building located on the direct abutting lot to the north of the pre-existing front yard setback is 12.48 feet. We are proposing a setback for the new ADU to 17.4 feet, so the orientation and the look of the ADU will aesthetically look like it belongs within the neighborhood. With that, this has gone in front of the planning board on its August 12th meeting. Planning board has made a favorable recommendation. Town planner Larry. The applicant does request to allow for the construction of an ADU on the subject property. Specifically, the proposal is to construct a 26 by 34 foot, 900 square foot ADU on lot 153 of the merged lots that are in combination constitute the subject property. Due to the shape of the lot 153, the proposed ADU is located 17 feet from the Jackson Court property line. However, a 25-yard setback is required in that RA zoning district, hence this variance application. The 3 merged lots total 19,000 plus square feet in area, but are overly irregular in shape, abutting the southerly end of Jackson Court. The single-family dwelling on Lot 52 totals 33,000 square foot. Therefore, they made a recommendation will be forwarded off to this zoning board. With that, who am I turning this meeting over to? John Manette? Have you got one of these plans up here?
I don't, I didn't,
Oh, that's
last
fine.
time I came that
Oh,
way.
you got it right there, okay.
I'm just gonna make a motion that we approve this.
Well,
Okay, I make a motion, we approve.
You're
it.
okay with it?
Yep, I'm okay with it, yep.
Anybody else?
I want to hear him talk for the hell of
You want to talk for the hell of
it.
it?
Not me.
Anybody on this hearing in this room that's concerned about this hearing, please? All right, there's a motion on the table.
I'll second it.
And second by Bob. All those in favor? Opposed? That's unanimous.
Thank you very much. No, I don't get paid. He already told me that.
It was pretty, I looked at this before, it was pretty clear on the,
Yeah, it was pretty.
pretty easy to understand. Good luck.
Get the glasses. Those yours, Angelina?
I'm not meant to be. Only if I was a
You're an alternate member, but you're allowed to ask questions. You can ask questions. You can
or down, that's fine.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You'll be fine, you know. You can ask questions or whatever like
It's like a
that.
hell of a good looking house, though, huh? I want to build it for myself.
Give it to
I might do that to my house.
We've got packages.
Have the kids rent mine.
You can give me this, but
here.
we're going to probably have this, you're going to,
I'm gonna put mine right in the front. Isn't that cute?
I'm going to read it when I get there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, they won't, no, they can't sell. No, the ADU, it's not 2 separate lots.
You're just going to,
Same lot.
So you sell the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
Split up, you know?
Thank you, Ernie.
Thanks, Ernie.
You did one for me.
make quick work of that last one.
This is I think it's 800 square feet.
And John Lennart took the
The
easel.
land's paid for and stuff.
Well,
What are you looking at? About 175?
Yeah, why don't you start down there so Dave can, so the yellow piece, just let him know what you're doing with that yellow piece.
880,000.
the yellow piece.
Office building.
Let me run, I'll read the hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So 180
Yeah,
to
you know what,
200,000.
David? You got me all money.
Yeah, I know.
This is your first time
It
here?
is, yes, it is, John, and I'm not used to
I
this.
think they're gonna track office property. and they're gonna-
You're out of practice, huh? You're out of practice, huh?
Yeah, but they have to.
Yeah, I can't
what they do,
snap
they
off
have
the
to
curveball
fix-
anymore.
they have to fix the lot.
Okay.
I think they have to start.
This is on the application from National Realty Corporation, 8 Uxbridge Road, Mendon.
Because this is,
for relief of section 2.4 and 2.5 of the zoning bylaws.
We'll wait.
Those provisions relate to the parcel of land of 93,000 square feet, more or less, located on the northerly side of Medway Road and known and numbered as 100 Medway Road. The variance release is sought from the minimum lot frontage and lot width requirements by the bylaw in order to permit the transfer of the subject property, which is part of a larger parcel of land, through the sale. No change of use to the property is proposed. So with that, on the application, which might be, you have a motion to? There's a motion to waive the reading of the application as long as it's saying, as long as the language and explanations that are going to be performed by the attorney is relative.
Yes.
It is. So with that, do I have a waiver to? Motion to waive by Mark, seconded by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous. Just quickly, I'll read the planning board report, and then we'll dive into this with Attorney Pettinari concerning the process of what he's trying to do. The planning board did review this petition listed above at their scheduled meeting held on 8/12, and they have made a favorable recommendation. Town plan letter indicates the applicant requests a variance for the creation of a building lot from the previous lease parcel configuration that currently constitutes Lot 95C. Specifically, the proposal is to establish a separate lot to accommodate the sale by the Roman Catholic Bishop of Worcester and of the bank building property, which currently used to be known as Milford National Bank, properties which is currently situated on a land lease at 100 Medway Road. The lease parcel was established from a larger Sacred Heart Cemetery property back in 1985. To align the property boundaries with the actual physical location of the developed bank building site, IB zoning district lot width and frontage variances will be required, hence this application. The proposed lot frontage is 194 and 230 is required. The proposed lot width will be 206.26 and 250 is required. Therefore, the planning board has made a favorable recommendation off to this board. With that, Attorney Pettinari, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Pretty much everybody in the room is old enough to remember that back in the 80s, Sacred Heart Parish and the Home National Bank created a partnership through which they developed the piece of property which was contiguous to the parish cemetery on the Medway Road. The property that was developed was the locus of a 3-story commercial building, which had been operated by the Home National Bank, and then in 1990, the bank failed. The successor in interest to the bank is now the Home National Realty Corporation, and that party has been in performance of the lease obligations with the parish, Father Scioli's here with me tonight, since that time. So this is the result of that partnership, and it's also the result of having everything done and thinking you had crossed all the Ts and dotted all the Is to find out that you left out a sliver of land. That sliver of land on that plan is where they designated the site plan lot line. This property was never subdivided because it's owned in common ownership by the Bishop of Worcester, the Sacred Heart of Jesus Parish. Because it was never subdivided, zoning was really never worried about. But now the lease has expired and the tenant wants to buy the property. But in order to buy the property, we, as the parish, have got to be able to convey clear and marketable title. What you see in the yellow section is the part of the cemetery property that is affected by the site plan lot line designation. It sacrificed the easterly driveway to the cemetery and some of the infrastructure and the planted area within the cemetery itself. We're trying to regularize the lot line, and in so doing, be able to convey the commercial building to the tenant. Nothing more simple than that. That's all it is. It ends up as being a relatively de minimis variance because if you have a familiarity with this building, and I think most of you do, you'll remember that this building originally had 2 driveways that serviced it. The second driveway, located on the side of the property that abuts the cemetery property, was abandoned during a site plan amendment process back in the late 1990s. So nothing is changing on the lot. Nothing is changing on either of the lots. The cemetery will continue to exist exactly as everybody expected it had. The commercial building will continue to exist exactly as everybody expected it to have been, but we will correct the mistake that was made when the site plan was created and the commercial lot was carved out. That's all it is. There's nothing more complicated than that. We're here to answer any questions if you want answers about questions about the history. I wasn't in the room when all this happened, but I was around, so I'm familiar enough with the history of the property. I know what happened on the site, and I know how it happened, and I'm not sure I know why, but regardless of that, this seems to me to be a fairly cut and dried, simple variance. So that's my presentation.
Any other comments or questions from the board? Anybody in this audience would care to comment on this or questions on this? If not, we take a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve as submitted. Is there a second? Second by Mark. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know what's next, right?
Do I know what's next?
Nobody does, right?
I'm going to go. The one thing I want to make sure I tell you, because it's not important and it's not unusual, but this is land court property. The bishop is represented on all of his business affairs by Myrick and O'Connell up in Worcester.
Okay.
They have already filed a petition with the land court to remove this from the land court registration system. So when this variance is granted and is sent to us,
Yeah.
we'll put it on record, and my expectation is we will by then have the rescission of the election for land court status for the rest of the property. Consequently, it should be very simple. So just to let you know that as well.
Hopefully that doesn't take a year, right?
This part of the land court works efficiently, I'm told.
Thank you, Attorney Pettinari. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Same here, folks.
Enjoy your trip back up to Maine.
Thank you, I will.
Thank you, Father.
Nothing works anymore.
The elliptical will help a lot.
Take care, Mike.
See you later. Okay. Let's throw this in the file, Melissa, I did sign it. Okay. Boy, I am glad that we did these forms. It makes it much more simpler.
Only important people.
Yeah. Doesn't get too controversial.
There you go.
Unless someone comes in looking for chickens, then get out of here.
Thank you.
Chickens, you guys done a lot of chicken cases,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah, chickens are a problem.
Okay, so these next 2 hearings, we'll do it in one vote. This is directly by email from Jonathan Silverstein, the group that does represent the 21 Beaver Street 40B project, and also the Fortune Boulevard 40B project. This is to confirm a conversation this morning. The applicant requests that the ZBA meeting discuss the decisions on both Fortune Boulevard and Beaver Street projects to be continued. Therefore, I need a vote and a motion to continue. When's our next meeting?
September 11th.
Will they be ready by then?
Oh, I think so. This flows from a meeting we had earlier the week over sewer, which is the last remaining issue. They've had several meetings, and I met with them myself this past Monday, John Silverstein, the engineers for the company and the engineers for the town. And they're working together to try to come up with the right answers. There's still data they want to get together and assemble, so they're going to meet again. They think they'll be ready to report the resolution of that on the 11th, so it shouldn't be.
Yeah, my only comment.
They've given us the extension
Yeah.
well beyond that with no difficulty.
And we can keep, I would like to hopefully have a decision on the sewer, or if not, we can make it predicated upon satisfactory outcome from the sewer.
Well, that is a possibility. If they don't reach an agreement as to exactly what to do, and they don't have to reach an agreement,
Right.
then ultimately you can make a decision, actually you can grant it with all the conditions you want, including a condition that they comply with the sewer department. But that could put us into appeal to the Housing Appeals Committee. So the best results is if they're in agreement. If they're not, then we'll deal with it that way.
All right, okay.
You can do that at the next meeting, though? You can say at the next meeting, hey, that's it, we're done?
You can do that then, sure you can. If they haven't reached an agreement with the sewer department, they can't reach an agreement, you can say, fine, we're going to make a decision, we're going to issue an approval with the condition they comply with the requirements of the sewer department. And again, that will probably result in an appeal, and I'm not going to say you'll win or lose, but
Appeal by who, though?
by the applicant. I'm not saying they will, they could.
Yeah.
They could appeal that to the Housing Appeals Committee.
Well, on what basis, though? If
On the basis, all appeals to the Housing Appeals Committee are based upon under Chapter 40B, that it's not consistent with local needs, it's a whole statutory system they used, and it's going to cause the project to be too expensive, is the essence of it.
But I thought the law in Massachusetts is that if there's sewer at the property, that the sewer department can't deny you the case. I thought that that's what the case law is. If there's sewer at the street, they can't deny you.
The difficulty will be if there is an appeal, and I don't really think there will be, I hope there won't, will be though the Housing Appeal Committee can look at it and say, your sewer problems, Milford, like any other community, are your problems, not the developer's problems. So it would be difficult. I would rather see them reach an agreement and do what
Yeah.
everybody agrees to.
And what happens if the board just agrees to approve it, without the sewer, if the sewer department hasn't come to, can the board just approve the project?
That's what we're talking about. Yes, you can.
Without, and not put anything in about the sewer?
You can do that. You could do that, and then they could appeal to the Housing Appeals Committee, basically asking the Housing Appeals Committee to jump in order the sewer department to issue the permits. I hope that won't happen.
They can order the permit?
They can.
order the permit,
They
even though it
ultimately
might not
can.
be up to...
They can do that ultimately, yeah.
Well, but Jerry, the thing is,
Developer to fix
you can make this, the town can make this as difficult as possible, or they can make it as easy as possible. There's sewer out in front of the property, hook a pipe up into, why does it have to be so difficult?
It's just a question of what the sewer department wants in terms of the pumping. It's all about pumping stations in that area. On both of them, it's about the pumping stations and the wet well capacity for the pumping station. That's the issue, and that's what they've got to resolve. If they can come to agreement on that, they'll be all set.
What's the percentage of the upgrade that the apartment buildings are gonna use? Is it 50%? Is it 5%? Because there's gotta be a percentage that's been talked
That's
about.
part of what they're arguing about, and they're going to have to work that out if they can. They would say a certain percentage, will say 16% is their only responsibility. Sewer department was saying that, no, we always require the developer, with a major developer, to do the full rebuild. That's what they've got to work out, and that's hopefully they will.
But the question is, what does the law say? What does the law in Massachusetts say?
Well, there's no specific law, but the system...
There's gotta be case law. There has to be.
There's a lot of case law. It's
What does
not
the case law say?
Not favorable to cities and towns. The Housing Appeals Committee frequently comes in and says
Yeah.
that you're trying to deny this project based on no water or no sewer or
Yeah.
problems in the roads.
Yeah.
And the Housing Appeals Committee, in essence, says, that's your problem, that's not the developer's problem.
Why is it our problem?
No, don't argue like this.
Well, you can't.
I'm trying to just explain to you, that's all, not argue, please.
I'm not arguing, John.
No, I know,
I'm asking a question.
But that's the way the law is structured, and it's
But
structured...
it doesn't seem like the sewer department kind of buys into what the case law says.
Sewer department's trying to get the best it can for Milford. That's what it's trying to do.
So they should be.
Of course, that's what they should be doing.
And
And we'll
that's-
see
and
how
let
it
them
ends up.
fight it
you
out.
know?
Right.
You may be faced with having to make a hard decision, but hopefully they will work that out, and the sewer department will get what it needs. That's the goal.
So is it a question of the sewer can't be handled, or they?
It's a question of the capacity of the pumping station, yes, precisely.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at though is it's the law in Massachusetts that you can't, if there's sewer in the street, you can't deny a project.
Generally, that's true.
Generally.
But not always.
In any town that has in the past denied, it has lost in court.
Very frequently.
I get you, I get you.
You know what I mean? So, my suggestion is if you guys on the next meeting, you guys can just approve it so you can get it off your plate and be done with it.
I guess I'm just looking down the road, if it can't be handled, and now there are issues with the sewer, then who's responsible is that? From what you're saying is the town.
Responsible for sewer, yes.
Us is the town.
Yeah, of
So it
course.
comes,
Let me ask this
maybe a
question.
burden, it shouldn't be there.
Very simple question. If the pump station doesn't have to be upgraded without that project taking place.
Right.
And the project comes in and the state says we have to go through with it.
Right.
And the project's going to force the town to upgrade the pumping station.
Possible.
And they may only have to pay 16% and the town's paying the rest
It's all possible.
on the taxpayers.
It's all, no, the ratepayers, it's all possible.
Ratepayers.
Ratepayers, not taxpayers.
Ratepayer,
yeah. Same, but
ratepayers.
Ratepayers.
generally the same, but
Ratepayers.
not precisely.
Same people who live here pay taxes.
Not
pretty much.
different
It's a
group,
rate
but
player. It's a rate
Ratepayer.
player.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not.
Okay. All right, then the last one here is on,
Gonna take a vote on continuing those two, I guess.
oh, yeah, we got to do that. We
I
didn't
can't
finish
vote.
it.
I'm not.
You're not on the panel, Dave, are you? You're not on the panel on
Make a
those.
motion.
Motion to,
I'm not on the panel either on those.
Well, you can continue. Just a simple continuance, anybody can do that. But we might get the panel
we're going
together.
to continue this till September 11th, both of them.
It's only majority vote anyways, it's not a super majority, so 3 is fine.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay?
Not a choice.
So we'll put those on the 11th in the same
The
order.
11th, same order.
And the other one, you want?
And also on the Altera, they've got a request to continue until the September 11th hearing as well. I believe that should be enough time. Please note that the developer did not properly notify the abutters within 300 feet. That's their responsibility. They're going to need to do that so that the proper abutters could be notified. I think what happened was they filed a conservation order. That was 100 feet, but they didn't get the notices out to the abutters within 300 feet of the site.
We actually do the notice to the abutters, but we get the list, the abutters list from the Conservation Commission ordered by the developer. And I guess in essence what happened here was that the person who actually ordered it based on Conservation Commission as opposed to zoning.
Yeah,
We
100
didn't
feet
notice
versus
that.
300.
So the people that are over 100 feet who should have gotten notice didn't get notice, so therefore we have no choice. We have to do it over again, renotice it, and we'll go.
So
for it.
we're going to be doing that.
Does that, do we have to make a motion to say that they have?
We're going to make a motion
To schedule it.
to schedule it, and they pay for the abutters.
Well, that's, yeah, that's
So, yeah.
cheap money, not a big
So
deal.
there's a motion on the table for this to be continued until the 11th, along with the applicant or Terra
Notify.
providing the mailing list for the abutters for the 300 feet.
We'll put them on the same order as tonight, the 21 Beaver, the Fortune Boulevard, and then the Altera. And anything that comes in will
Yeah,
go.
because I'm sure once these residents get their notice that they should have got, they'll be here,
Yeah.
and they'll probably do a formal start on the presentation so that everybody's up to snuff, incling the
Yeah, we-
abutters, if there's
Well, they would have to, right?
abutters.
We'll start it over again. I'll
Yeah.
talk to the developer about that. They'll have to start it over
They have
again.
to.
You listen,
Yeah.
a lot of the
They weren't
stuff is done, and I've had conversations with and communicated with some of the people and pointed out to them what's online available for them to look at, and some of them have, and offered to
I
speak.
physically went to the address over on Prairie and went there a couple of times, knocked on the door. I know the name, Anna Powers or something. They didn't answer the door, but I get what they're talking about. You know, clearly this abuts it, and they should have been notified. So we want to make sure all the abutters get notified over there within 300 feet. So with that,
6 PM start.
6 PM start. The motion?
Dave, great job tonight.
Motion?
Motion.
Yeah, should we do upstairs?
Second. All those in favor by 3? Were you on this one?
Oh, no.
All right, so there's 3.
We should, we'll see.
Any other comments or questions? Anybody have any? You good? We all good?
So I can vote on that one.
About the development off of Main Street?
East Main Street you're talking about?
Yes, the 200.
That's the hearing that's being continued because the abutters didn't properly get notified by mail within 300 feet of the site.
So if you're entitled to notice, you'll get a new notice of it'll be September 11th, but you'd get a notice if you're one of the people that should have been notified and weren't.
Are you within
We'll get a
300 feet, ma'am?
No, but I live on 9 Gillen, so it would come near my backyard.
Well, then it'll be September 11th is what
Yeah, so if you plan on September 11th, we're starting at 6, so there'll be 2 40Bs and then this one.
Yep.
That way there'll be a full presentation of what's going on, and then all the questions, of course, can be brought up and answered. We've been through this a couple of times, but for some reason, there was a glitch, the abutters didn't get notified. That's paramount, the abutters need to get notified, okay? And it's within 300 feet of the site, around, okay?
My concern is there's runoff from the plaza that comes down through the cemetery behind my property, and it floods out.
That's what you'll talk about in the...
That's what you're gonna, yeah, we're gonna go over all of that,
Okay.
okay? Because that's all part of the plan.
There's information online on the town's website. A lot of these things have been studied, and there's reports. If you want to look online, and you'll see
You
those
know what,
reports.
it's runoff when it comes to the town, it's a brook when it comes to my septic, so.
Yeah. What address are you at?
9 Gillen, I'm on the corner of Gillen and East Charles, right across the street from the cemetery.
9 Gillen,
Yes.
and you said Charles?
So I'm the corner, 9 Gillen, and then it turns onto East Charles. And that's actually where that runoff runs, under the road, behind my property.
Okay,
We all get flooded out in the wintertime.
okay. We'll specifically see the site plans for all that stuff and what Stormwater's doing and how they've calculated. So you'll have all that, we'll get all that information, okay? All right, with that, I don't think we have any other hearings. Take a motion to adjourn. Oh, we got a motion to adjourn by Mark, who came in late. Is there a second?
Was here early.
By John?
Yeah, he was early this.
Oh, he was early, that's right. Mr. Pine was late this morning. And our new member, welcome, Bruce McCade, and she was here before me. She was here before me. So that's great dedication. But we welcome you on board. I know this was kind of a shotgun type of night, but he'll help you. Just be careful.
He's already given me lots of good advice.
Yeah, don't listen.
All right, with that, I have a motion to adjourn.
Well, yeah.
Second by John. All those in favor, everybody? Opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you, everyone. See you on September 11th. Good night.